All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the WeldWerks Brewing Company, and they're out of Greeley, Colorado, and this is their Key Lime Pie Berliner. So they're calling this one a Berlin-style sour ale that is brewed with key limes, vanilla, milk sugar, aka lactose, and graham cracker. It comes in at 4.2% alcohol by volume, 8 IBUs at the time of review. This can is approximately 8 months old. So I have reviewed one beer from WeldWerks recently on the channel. Was their double dry hop juicy bits. Really good beer. Nose was amazing. Taste not as amazing, still pretty good. Super crusher of a double dry hopped IPA. And we started getting some distro here in the Western New York area. And I know they're known for some of their big pastry stouts, but also their fruited Berliner Weisse. So I picked up their Key Lime Pie Berliner and their strawberry rhubarb pie Berliner. Or maybe it's just strawberry rhubarb pie. But either way, I'm looking forward to trying both of them out. Now, if you follow the channel, then you know that I love key lime pie, one of my favorite pies. I absolutely love anything key lime pie flavored, so that's why I grabbed this one. And yeah, it's 8 months old. It says on the side here, keep cold, drink now. Well, I'm drinking it now. It's just not super fresh. Anyway, let's crack it open. Hopefully it's delicious and, you know, has that key lime pie kind of feel to the beer, because that's what I'm looking for and that's what I'm craving right now. So yeah, so it's pouring out like just your standard Berliner Weisse, honestly. I'm gonna pour this entire thing in. That's why I got this big glass, because in case there's any goodies. I didn't think this was like heavily fruited or anything, so I didn't go into this one thinking that you know, this would have a different color or anything, but I'm super excited nonetheless. So that pours out this really hazy, like orange color. Almost looks like a darker New England style IPA or something. Yeah, very murky and turbid. Really can't see through it. I had about a finger of this off-white, really soap sudsy looking head that is now dissipating to a thin film, probably from all the adjuncts, maybe the key limes themselves. But yeah, plays the role of kind of what I expected from this one. Let's get a nose. So yeah, it's not full-on key lime pie, but it has a big key lime presence. And now I go back, and of course, it's key lime pie. Wow, the graham cracker is screaming. So that's the one thing, like when I've tried a bunch of key lime pie beers. I have reviewed a bunch. A lot of times something will be missing, whether it's like, you know, the vanilla and the lactose adding that creaminess you would get from the whipped topping on it, right? Or it would be missing the graham cracker, which is the base crust. Something would be missing. And I feel in this one, nothing is missing. Yeah, it's key limes, vanilla, and graham cracker. That's what it is. It smells really, it's going to be really tart into maybe low sour, a little bit of acidity smell. But this, honestly, nose-wise, 5 out of 5. This smells like I just opened a fresh key lime pie and I'm going to cut a slice. Like the wafts of the aromatics are just hitting me in the nostrils, and it's reminding me of the dessert and not so much a beer. My only concern for this one is sometimes beers like this, they're meant, well, all the time, they're like a beer like this, a Berliner Weisse, meant to be refreshing, typically under 5%. You know, it's kettle sour. You just want something crushable, tart. It's what you want. This could be too sweet. I feel like maybe the vanilla, the graham cracker, too much of a sweetness could ruin this. I hope not, though. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Wow. Not too sweet. Right from the get-go. Not too sweet. It has... This is a low sourness. This is, you can hear me smacking. I'm not doing that to piss anyone off. I've had people before be like, stop smacking. Well, you know, I'm sorry. I try my best. But I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm doing that because it's like that mouth puckering, just gripping the palate with this low to just moderate sourness. Like, I did not expect that, even though I kind of expected it. I didn't to that level. Let's go body and mouthfeel. Body in this one, higher side of light, lower side of full, or not full, lower side of medium. So a little bit, it's not watery, which I like. It has a little bit of heft, something to let you know, hey, this is not pure on water. So I think that's kind of what they're probably going with body. Mouthfeel. This is extremely spritzy on the palate. Effervescence. There's through and through on this one. It's just the carbonation dancing on the tongue, almost attacking the tongue. Super refreshing, this beer is. Not really clean. I mean, it's somewhat clean, but there's a big lingering sourness and dryness on the palate. And that sourness is, like I said, this is one of the more sour beers I've had recently, which is crazy Because more often than not, if you go and watch most of my sour reviews, I'd say about 80 to 90% of the time, I'm like, oh, I wish there's more of a tartness or sourness. Not with this one. I think they've nailed it. I will say this. This is drinking more like a key lime Berliner Weisse as opposed to a key lime pie Berliner Weisse. That's where, as much as I'm enjoying this, they've kind of missed the mark a little bit for me in the taste. The nose, key limes, vanilla, a decent sweetness, graham cracker was all there. In the taste, right at the forefront, limes. It's the predominant note. It's the first thing you notice and the last thing you notice on the palate. And it's tart. I shouldn't say tart, sorry. It's a sour, acidic lime. And it's unmistakable. If I was doing this blind, 100% I'd say lime. Now, would I say key lime pie? Probably not. Why? I think the lactose adding maybe a little bit of smoothness, because like I said, it's very spritzy on the palate in terms of mouthfeel, but it smooths out on the back end a little bit. There's a touch of vanilla, very slight touch. And there's an essence of graham cracker on the finish. But I would, and this is where I think the balance would be tough to pull off, and I haven't seen it from too many breweries. I would like for them to have more vanilla in this, more graham cracker without bringing too much sweetness. And I feel like if you bump up the lactose, you bump up the graham cracker, it's probably going to get too sweet. So I don't know how you do that, but if you could, this would be amazing. As is, it's still really, really nice. This is, for what they're going for, they didn't nail it, but for what I enjoy, they did a pretty damn good job. So I would just call this key lime Berliner. That would just omit the pie part, just because, again, not a lot of vanilla, not a lot of lactose, not a lot of graham cracker. And I will say this, keep in mind this is 8 months old. Adjuncts do fall off. Perhaps drinking this fresh, the vanilla and the graham cracker are screaming. But I'm reviewing something 8 months old. I picked it up. It was in the cooler. So, you know, I didn't actually look at the date until I got home. For some reason, I was like, I don't know. A lot of these beers, I mean, I've had fruited sours year and a half old, and they're still really good. So I have a sneaking suspicion, probably fresh. Maybe the graham cracker and vanilla didn't scream off the top. Maybe it did, and I'm just wrong. But regardless, I got a rate on what I'm tasting here. What I'm tasting here is a really nice Berliner Weisse, big key lime kind of feel to it. Nice overall beer in general. So key lime pie Berliner from WeldWerks. I'm going to give that a straight 4.25 out of 5. Really, this is really good. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to drink the rest of this, and I'm not going to have any issues with it. No real bitterness to speak of on the back of the palate. More dry. Can't really taste the alcohol. Just really nice. Now, if people take into consideration price point availability into how you score things, and some people do, I don't. I just kind of rate on what's in my glass. I would knock it down probably a quarter, maybe to a half point, because a 4-pack of this in my area was $20 4-pack. I don't know what these go for at the brewery, but for $5 a can, I will just go get Westbrook's Key Lime Pie Goza, which I feel does just as good job, if not better than this one, for substantially cheaper. But at the end of the day, we just started getting WeldWerks, so I picked one up. So $5 for a can, sure. Would I buy this one again with other breweries throwing out key lime pies for cheaper here locally? Nah, I probably wouldn't buy this one again. Availability, I have no idea with WeldWerks. Anybody out there, you get WeldWerks in your area now? Chime in the comment section. I'd like to know. We just started seeing them. Man, maybe we did get a drop. Maybe this is an older can from last fall, but we just started getting them within the last, we'll say, six to 8 months. And I've seen quite a few of their beers show up. They had a pastry stout. They had a couple IPAs, they had a couple fruited Berliners, and a couple other things. So I picked up this and that strawberry rhubarb pie Berliner. Now I'm kind of nervous about the strawberry rhubarb pie, just because will it have that pie? It is a little fresher than this, but will it have that pie essence? I don't know. Anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.